that time again, it's time for some heavy haulage. And this particular truck from WSI Models is a Volvo FM sleeper cab with a Nooteboom 5-axle trailer. It is a limited edition model and it's in the colours of the Dutch company Vlist. There's no surprises in the packaging, it's the standard WSI box design. And I've now opened so many boxes like this, I can almost do it well. In the box we've got the Volvo tractor and the Nooteboom trailer. And there are a couple of bags of parts, and sneaking onto the scene is a manual. There's one irritating bit of packaging to use, and that's cling film that's keeping a pin in on the landing legs. But it would be easier for everyone if the pins and legs were just supplied in a separate bag. Included with this model is a nice Nooteboom brochure, and it's full of good information about the real trailer and also about the model trailer. Assembly of the model is very straightforward, and firstly we'll join up the tractor and the trailer. You need to engage the pin correctly in the fifth wheel, and when you've done that, clunk click does the trick. The only other thing to add are some marker boards under the gooseneck. The Volvo has a very detailed chassis and the gearbox is clearly visible, as are the other components. It's high quality modelling and it's good to see different tread patterns on the tyres. WSI always does a great job with these limited editions and this one is no exception. In fact, it's a convoy exceptionnel. There are many nice details including the headlights, and there's a realistic number plate and nice chevrons on the bumpers. What does look great is the Vlist colour scheme and logos, and the detailing extends to having a fleet number on the door. The steps are textured and the wheels look good too. There's an equipment box behind the cab and there are coiled lines too, and the detailing on the chrome exhaust box is great. The small details such as coloured caps and tiny lights all add to an authentic look. And that extends to the back where there's Volvo on the mud flaps and the lights have plastic lenses. Moving on to the trailer, and this is more high quality modelling, with most parts made in metal. The detail is enhanced by coloured hoses running the length of the trailer, and there are other things as well such as tanks and wheel chocks. The detailing along the edges of the gooseneck is first rate, and the tiny Nooteboom logos look very realistic. There's other tiny graphics and a control console underneath. The high quality intricate detailing runs along the edge of the rest of the trailer. The wheels look good and there's another tiny Nooteboom logo at the back combined with other small details. The loading ramps are locked in place by nice chains. The detailing of the trailer deck is also first class. There are highlighted bolt positions and replica timbers. There is more great detailing at the back of the trailer. We have the Volvo in a position of submission and the wheels turn freely, and if we do our usual check on the steering we see that it can achieve a moderate angle. That's enough upside downness, so let's check out the Volvo on the Cranes Etc test track, and it rolls nicely enough in a straight line, and if we set the steering we can try and encourage it to make a turn. The cab tilts and it can pose in a tilted position. And the engine detailing is good with its coloured components and the Volvo name. There's one other feature on the tractor and that is the fifth wheel which is adjustable for position. And now we move on to the 5-axle trailer. As you can see, the proportional linked steering works really well. The rear axles have suspension and the first two axles can be adjusted for height, so you can have them out of service if the trailer is running empty. The gooseneck has a very good range of movement, so it's easy to get the trailer height correct. On the road the trailer works well enough, and the steering works well too, And in a way, the best part about it is that you can pose a very good steering angle. So that means you can set it up as an interesting display. Another feature of this trailer is that it is extendable, and all you need is a bit of strength to open it up. But it is very good for those overlong loads. The other display options you have are fitting of deck posts. And if you want to extend the width of your deck, you can pull out the tiny support beams as long as you've got a fingernail. And then, as long as you haven't been on the drink, you can carefully place replica timbers across the supports. And enough of those are supplied to go down the length of the trailer on both sides. Just make sure you don't sneeze while you're doing it. At the back, this trailer has loading ramps, and they are articulated and fold down nicely. Okay, it is time to get loaded up, so let's put some roadworks equipment on, and that will give us an impressive looking display. This is another in a long line of high quality trucks from WSI models. It has a very high level of detailing, and most of the functionality is top notch too. It looks particularly good with a load on, and the Vlist colours are very attractive. Overall, it is excellent.